Hi, I'm Jared with Ignite Studio, and today I'm going to be showing you our new alcohol inks kit and how to get started. So alcohol inks are known for their fast drying, highly pigmented qualities. They allow you to get very vibrant, can make lots of abstract pieces with it. When first starting out, alcohol inks can be highly unpredictable. So it might be best to go in without a grand plan in mind and just go with the flow and have fun and experiment. So inside your kit, you'll find just a couple examples, a book talking about alcohol inks and different techniques you can use. You'll have a paintbrush and a cloth if you decide to use them. You'll have some folder for alcohol ink paper, which has some transparent paper and then some white paper. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And then we also have just scrap paper. And then, most important, a tub full of your alcohol inks. So to get started, grab some scrap paper out of the scrap paper folder and just lay a couple sheets out to create a white workspace. Then you can grab one of the transparent sheets. So alcohol inks are typically used on non-porous surfaces, so it doesn't absorb into the paper and it just allows the ink to flow. So to start out, I'm going to grab just 2 or 3 colors that I would like to start with, and it can be a good idea to limit the amount of colors you start with, just because if you don't work too slowly, these colors will just blend together and then you'll just have a muddy mess. So just take your time, give the ink time to dry. So just uncap it and you can squirt a little down. So there will be a decent bit of time where you're just like sitting and watching it dry, but there are also things you can do to affect it. In our supplementary supply drawers, you can find some straws. So you can use the straw to blow on the ink. Just keep in mind it is alcohol, so there are some fumes involved. So when inhaling, make sure to do it away from the alcohol and not up close to the inks. That's one example of how you can manipulate your ink. You can also use the paintbrush that came with your kit and basically paint with it. So once again, just feel free to explore, just play around with the new medium. Once it has somewhat dried, another thing you can do is we have 2 different bottles of just straight isopropyl alcohol, so this is not dyed any color. So you can use it to spray and add it repels the inks, so it will give some texture. It's more noticeable once it has dried a bit. You can also pick up your sheet and tilt it around, let the inks run. So alcohol inks generally are fast at drying, although if you use a lot of the ink, it will take significantly longer. In this example, I used quite a bit. So if you notice, there are some areas that are still very wet, while some of the areas that are thinner have started to dry. So you can take advantage of that and kind of move some of the wet areas back into the drier areas if you'd like. Just keep in mind you don't want tons of ink down at one time. So also in your kit, you will find some metallic inks. These inks separate pretty quickly, so each time you use it, you'll want to shake them very well. So you want to shake them at least until you hear the balls inside rattling, and probably a little bit more after that. If you don't shake it well, your ink will not be very metallic. These work the same way, but you'll see all the little metal flecks sparkling around, which is a lot of fun. But once again, just work sparingly, but you can still use your different tools to manipulate it.